life changed in so many ways at once. Has the day begun? I lived one life. Has the day ended? I had begun anew, reborn with a new life, a new mission, reborn with a new vision. What may come, I don't know yet, but I am here alive, living my life to the fullest, with new love in my heart and soul, a gift to have, a gift to give, a new life of love, reborn.
Good afternoon. Hello, hello, hello. Nico! Oh my goodness gracious. So nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Hello, everyone. It is Juneteenth. So that means June 19th, 2025. Yes, it must be very late in Sweden. So I appreciate you being here, and I certainly understand if you have to jump off. So, but big hugs for you being here. Aria, hello, welcome. So nice to see you. Here in New England, we are now experiencing a major heat wave. So I finally got my little air conditioner plugged in. Hold on. So let me just get myself, I'm a little bit, oh, there we go. Trying to get myself so that you don't get to see the crap behind me. 11 p.m. Oh, my gravy. I'm usually in, I can't say I'm asleep, but I'm definitely in bed. By 9:45, Nico, I'm in my bed, and by the grace of something holy, if the dogs will relax, then I get to go sleepies. But inevitably, I'll fall asleep, and then 20 minutes to an hour later, they will wake me to go do their late night potty. Aria, getting storms, severe thunderstorms, so might lose the internet. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, yeah. Nico, that's really funny. Anywhere I go, I cause a heat wave. Thank you. I needed to hear that. Thank you, my friend. Especially since I'm not really feeling it these days. Oh, Aria, sleeping is what's the word? Elusive. Care Bear, hello, you made a live. Yes, I know. It's hard for us to catch each other. But grateful you're here, so thank you for being here. And so, oh, I needed to turn this on. So hold on. I need to put that on here while we chat. So I have a disclaimer that I'm going to be putting on from now on because for those of you that weren't here on Tuesday, and this is going to touch a little bit on the topic, but we were talking about grief. And grief is heavy in many forms. And one of my guests had talked about the loss of two children that had been unalived, murdered by their stepfather, or by their father, rather. And then the father took his own life. And so the result of that was anger. And so that It caused a lot of ruckus. And I want to be really clear to everybody here. I am a grief educator, but I am not a medical professional. I am not a therapist. So please take care of yourself if any topic makes you uncomfortable. I only want love and light for all of you. I only want healing for all of you. And when we talk about certain topics, they can be difficult, and they can, trigger and create anxiety for you. So please take care of yourself. Um, Nico, fifth exam. All right, good. I'm really excited for you. I can't wait to hear when you're completed and able to do what you need to do. Oh, no. I don't mean to say, oh, no, you're pregnant again, but oh, no, you're pregnant in the heat. So, my goodness, that's all I can say. Hello, Indigo. Thank you for being here. So, you guys, um, we're talking today about embracing your inner voice. And what does that mean? How do we self evolve? How do we, my channel is really focusing on self awareness and being in tune with ourselves. And that may come at a price, right? Because we want to align with what our inner truth is, but sometimes we just don't know what our inner truth really is, right? What does being enlightened mean? What does being wealthy mean to you? And I was recently challenged with these questions, so I'm throwing them out to you. What does harmony feel like for you? What does balance? And I just mean, balance in your everyday life. Yes, it's going to be busy. Yes, we have things to do, and that's expected. There is no, get up, have my coffee, and the whole day is perfect. What does that even look like? So, some of the ways that I want to talk about this today is about self awareness and really checking into how you feel every day. So, when you start your day, before you go seeing other people in the world, how are you doing? And then, how do you respond when you encounter certain people, right? So, I can give two good examples for myself. Often I get up, I take the dogs to the dog park, and most of the people there I enjoy. So I have very little anxiety. There is a person that I encounter within my enclave, the neighborhood. And I know I've probably talked about the situation in the past, but just hearing the voice triggers unreasonable anger. So it's understanding what emotions are within you and how can you navigate through them. What's the response you want? So instead of reacting like a crazy girl, I want to take a moment, breathe, right? Center myself, and then do a couple of things. So what is it about any particular person that whose path you cross just grates on your nerves? Most of the time we can we can just ignore them and move on. I'm not talking about that situation. I'm talking about something that's, sort of pokes you and annoys you. And so really there's a couple of things to do. Journal. So what is it about that person? Or is it really a mirrored reflection that the way maybe somebody is speaking to you or within the neighborhood, speaking to others, maybe at some point that was behavior you had and noticing it, you don't like it. There are certain things about myself that I didn't like, and I have worked really, really hard on trying to, and in most cases successfully, responding instead of reacting, taking a moment, stepping back, and responding. Responding with protection for myself, right? Because it doesn't mean that you're going to take crap from somebody. When we talk about our own voice, everything's impacted by our choice of words. And I see you guys are talking about storms. And yes, we have a whole host of storms coming right now. We were supposed to have an outdoor concert this evening that I was very much excited to go see. And they canceled it because, the heat overnight, like 2 nights ago, I was shivering. Now it's like you want to peel your skin off. You're so hot. So, okay, so I just want to come down and just check comments first, guys, before I move on. So let me just So DJ, what did you say? And I guess I should have my glasses on so I can read it. You've got another view on life and my past, much thanks to therapy and to more practical, logical, and pragmatic. I analyze, I feel, but I don't react. I think and then act. That's the pause is key. Oh, absolutely. The pausing is absolutely key. So that's what I mean when I say stop. Don't, almost don't buy into it, because someone may know that, oh, you know what? I'm going to get a rise out of Teresa. And I know how to get a rise out of Teresa. Why does this not stay? This needs to stay. So I'm not sure why it won't stay there. All right. Well, we'll figure that out another time. Yes, and setting your boundaries. So that's absolutely right, Nico. Setting boundaries. Yeah, Indigo. So one of the things that Indigo said was, sometimes I will say out loud, I can't do this right now. I need time before we can talk, so that I don't take an action or say something I regret. I will even tell that to myself. Often I'll say it to myself. I'm like, girl, you are not in the mood for this conversation. It's as if sometimes I have deaf ears and I will turn around and walk away before I even encounter this person. So yes, it is really smart. This is really great. I don't know what the Eisenhower method is, so I'm just going to bring that up for a second. Eisenhower method. All right, I'm going to bring that up, guys, to see. So prioritizing urgency and importance. That makes really great sense. Okay. It's annoying when they keep doing it and pushing you for outbursts. So yes, and one of the things that for me, and I love this, so thank you for saying this. I know this person loves to push my buttons and loves to get me riled up, and then sort of, I don't want to say love bombs, but it's like, oh, I was just kidding. I really didn't mean anything. Yes, you did. You were enjoying this kind of sassiness. And look, I grew up with a lot of people pushing my buttons because they knew they could make me cry because I was sensitive. I don't like to see people hurt. And so it was always funny to get me to cry because somebody's feelings were hurt. Well, then my feelings were hurt. I'm a sensitive. I was from the time I came out of that damn womb, and I will be that way until I die, I hope. Because I don't want that to be taken away from me. I shut down my inner knowing and my third eye at a young age to protect myself. And it has been a boogaboo to awaken that third eye, trust my third eye, my intuition, I doubt myself a lot. That's because I'm not listening to my intuition because I'm not sure if am I exaggerating? Is it real? Is it Memorex? What is it? Um, and it is about, so what did you say? It is about to do, but how to deal with things. Yep. I gotcha. I'm with you. And Care Bear is saying, yeah, it's not great. If words don't work, I will physically leave the space or close the door. And I have set boundaries. So in certain situations that I'm part of, um, I there are topics I'm not going to discuss with you, and it's known. We're not having that discussion for two reasons. Now, here's the thing: if I felt like I could, I hate to say, defend my point of view, well, then I might say, well, here's why I believe this. But I see what you're saying. I can appreciate how you feel. You know, we got to walk away. We're not gonna agree. That's very rare. In this situation, it won't work. So the boundary is I don't socialize. I wave. I'll say hello. If that person's around, I don't hang outside. Now, is it squelching my ability to be outside? Well, not now because I got some beautiful privacy curtains around my little tent. So I can sit and no one even knows I'm there. And if you're calling me from across the street, I can just ignore. And I do because I'm not going to be goaded. Um, and there are times where I will just come right out and say things. So, yes, too many energy vampires who want to suck energy, especially emotional energy, is high value fuel for many bad people. They lack true emotions, so they feed off of others. Yep. Yep. And I talk about words. So, Care Bear, I saw the other day you were talking about Chopra's 7 laws, and I focus on also the 12 universal laws of the universe. And they're very simpatico, but also I use the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz because our words matter. What we say matters. What we say elevates us or de-elevates us. I know that's not exactly the word I wanted to use, but I couldn't think of the right one right now. Um, but I want to raise my vibration. I want to live in a higher harmony. I do want to be a lighter being. Doesn't mean I want to be all, candy canes and sunshine, but I don't want my response to always be piss and vinegar. And that's how I could fight back when I was younger because I didn't have other means of fighting back. So, Mish, love you. Let me just see. I want to make sure. What did Nico say? I have the expression vote with my feet. If I feel I'm on toxic, unhealthy ground, I move to a better pasture. I love that. I love that. And that just comes from your expertise. Um, well, that's all right. Oh, love Van Morrison. That's in my top 5. Loving them. So, all right, where am I? Yeah, Mish. So this is one of the reasons that she sort of became a hermit, right? When people don't respect boundaries, and until you can find your own boundaries, right? Until you can resonate with your vibration of, all right, it really has nothing to do with me. And that's key. When people are cruel, it has nothing to do with you. It's all about them. And it tells you about them. When people show you who they are, please believe them. It's not, oh, I'm just kidding. No, it's who you are. And if that's your version of funny, I don't find it funny. So you have to, you do, and me, I'm sort of talking to my own face here. I have to set those boundaries that that's not really somebody I jive with and want to be with. All right, just going to go through. Teresa, if you have not watched, there's a film called Interstate 60. It's also so fun, thought-provoking and educational. I have not, so I will watch it. Let me just make a note here to myself because I can't remember poop disease and Interstate 60 movie. Okay. Oops. I'll just put it there so that I will remember to go watch it because hello puppies. I know, Care Bear. We should talk about it. Why don't we do a show together and talk about the 4 agreements together? Why not? I love collaborating, so let's do it. All right, so let me continue with my thought process before I get lost. So body language. When you have your posture and your gestures and your tone, they contribute to how you're perceived and how you want to be perceived. Also, it helps you to be physically grounded. And I think, I've been watching a lot of different creators. And one of the things that Tanya from, I can never say the name of her channel, so forgive me. It's like El Ansahara something. I love her, but I can never remember her channel name. She's like, look, if you're sitting cross-legged or your feet are on the ground, but you just can't, you don't feel grounded, just imagine the roots coming out of your feet into the earth and ground yourself. And I love that. And, I've talked about before, kind of like Glinda the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz. I put a bubble around myself more often than not, but I do forget. But I also, and this is kind of a, as Jimena would say, hippy dippy. I sometimes will just walk and go, ooh, bubble. I got a bubble. I don't even, it's almost like abracadabra, bubble me. And it's just for myself to remember to protect myself and to put myself in this physical space of standing up tall. Hi, nice to see you. Hope you're well. I got to take the dogs and keep on going. And then there are other situations where I'm like, great, are you really open to this conversation or are you just being a sassy pants? Because there are a few people that I meet that like to talk to you, but they're sassy pants and they just like to argue. I was never on the debate team. I almost regret that and wish that every person was made or had the ability to be on a debate team in school, because part of being a good debater is having your facts. When someone says, oh, well, did you know this political situation is happening? I kind of know about it. So I'm like, I'm not really, my words today, even though I might not agree conceptually with what the topic is, I'm like, look, I'm not familiar enough. Let me do some reading and I'll get back to you and we can talk about it. If someone wants to argue their point before I've done the research, I'm like, look, you can tell me whatever you want, but until I do my research, I appreciate your feedback, but I'm not swayed by other people. I like to know the pros and cons. And then that's it. I'm done. And then having emotional clarity, right? So speaking from a place of balance rather than reacting, that strengthens whatever your message is. And that comes from breath work. And I did talk about this briefly on Tuesday, but Wim, W-I-M Hof. So I'm going to just type it in the chat. W-I-M-H-O-F method. I guess I could put his channel in here too. But he talks about a breathing method that I love, that I have just started, which is laying down every morning on an empty stomach. So before you even get out of bed, and you're going to do 30 breaths. This is oxygenating your body completely and fully. 30 breaths. Now, let me tell you, I think the first 2 times I could only get to 20 breaths, and then I was sort of getting agitated. So, and it's not like you're going, it's not that. It's you're breathing in and out, but you're not pushing the air out of your body. You're just naturally exhaling. You do that for 30 times every single day. It reduces the inflammation in your body. It reduces your anxiety. It reduces the situation. And it also gives you a foothold in your day because now you're centered, you're calm, and it's almost like being prepared. Okay, I'm going to face the world now. So I really like it. Let me see if I can get his channel. I know I have it, so just I don't know where I am. Here I go. I have too many of these things up. Let me just go here. Here, Wim Hof. And of course, I mistyped. Let me go here. All right, let me go. Excuse me, I did not mean to cough. All right, here's his channel. Can I copy the link? And now I got to get to. I'm so sorry, guys. I did not mean to cough in your ears. Here it is. Go. All right. Now, did I hit enter? I did. And, oh, you put it. Look at Mesh. She beat me to it. She got it in there at the. That's good because it wouldn't let me do it. I think I have too many. I copied the wrong thing, so that's great. I know you do love me. Thank you so much. I'm a little bit slow on the uptake. Care Bear put a channel up, so let me just put that up for later, and I'll take a. Oh, what did you do? Put your channel in here? Yes, you did, girl. Okay, so let me get back to where I was. I want to try to stay focused. I'm a little ADD today. It's Hof, Hof. Okay, so do. I think that knowing what your core values are. So one of the things I think I had mentioned earlier, one of my teachers said to me, create like a vision board of what being wealthy means to you. And that's spiritual wealth, it's physical wealth, it's whatever wealth means to you. And I have to say that it's not really a pile of money for me, right? So I'm embodying my spirit, my holistic being, tapping into my inner soul. What is my direction? What do I want my future to be? And I've been indecisive. Do I continue with this YouTube channel and try to make it explode and do all these things that I have in my head, or do I tap out and create a brick and mortar or a combination thereof? I'm a good hypnotist and hypnotherapist. I'm a good Reiki practitioner and Reiki master. How do I'm a good energy healer and energy practitioner, and that has multiple layers to it. I'm a good grief educator, and I still have more to learn because I'm still going through grief, and I think that's what makes me a good educator. I'm not talking from an academic perspective. I'm talking from a real life perspective that I had a major health event as a result. Oh, thank you, Aria. That means so much to me. I can't even tell you. I really, 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 because I have been sort of, you know, am I really reaching people? Is it resonating with people? And and are your when you're out in the world, are your actions, are you guided by your personal truth or social expectations? I'm curious. And so sometimes journaling, and I talked about journaling also being verbal, talking into your phone and creating your own, sort of your own video, if you will, and voice recording, because hearing yourself sometimes it helps you to realize sometimes you're just full of poop. And that's me. Sometimes I'm just full of poop. It's like, oh, I want to be, the Dalai Lama. No freaking way am I going to be the Dalai Lama. That would have had to have started from childhood. No kidding. Even before I came out of the womb. That's just not the philosophy that I was raised in, right? Um, okay. Hold on. Sorry, I want to put this drink down without knocking it over. And then reflecting on how you respond to conflict, how you respond to love, how do you respond to different challenges, and notice it. Don't judge it, and don't be mad at yourself. Just notice, oh crap, I this is how I responded to that situation. And it's look, I've been judging since, a wee lass. Um, Partly that was my upbringing, that sort of being a Catholic girl, I was superior because I said my rosaries every day. I did this, I did. I was so far from being holy. It's just what I aspired to be a good girl, right? But it doesn't mean that I was, but I judged other people. And as you become an adult and you hang out with other people and like, oh my God, did you see what she was wearing? Ugh. And again, maybe those are the best clothes that that person had. Maybe those were the only clothes that person had. Maybe that person gained weight, lost weight. I remember a boss said to me, pulled me aside and said, Teresa, those pants are not flattering on you. I had lost weight and I just had a droopy ass. And I looked at her and I said, well, it's not in my budget to buy new clothes, but I'll make sure I wear a jacket over my outfit. And it really was hurtful because, first of all, it was such an accomplishment that I had lost some weight. And then to be criticized that, maybe I did look bad from the front, I didn't. Um, but I was really, there was a better way of communicating. And my reaction was hurt. And really, I wish that I had the fortitude to say thank you for that information. I'll take it under advisement and leave it at that, because it really, I wasn't unprofessional. My bosoms weren't hanging out. My hoo ha wasn't visible to anybody. My tush wasn't hanging out. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I was presentable and I always looked presentable. So, in that period of time, who are you that would say something? And I knew this manager, she really was mean, and she knew she could push my buttons. And I was very vulnerable at that time and felt like I would never have another job, so I had to sort of suck it up. And then they laid me off after whatever. Okay, let's see. Aria said, I used to like to argue, but not so much these days. Depends on the topic. Yep, I agree. Okay. Uh, this is very hard to restream if you don't hit your arrow right. Yeah, and I agree with Mish as well. Sometimes there's too many things we can no longer deny and focus on to argue with other people. Sometimes you've got to pick your battles. And yes, Care Bear, um, breath work is critical, and I have tons of examples. And if you found videos, um, yeah, it's something that really resonates for me and helps me. Um, and I even prep myself before I go out. It's like, okay, you're going out in the world, you're going to be with people. And that's the grounding part. That's where we want to ground ourselves. So really critical for us to know our bodies, know what distracts us, know what, and those of you that are moms, I'm a puppy mama, so I can't relate to children mama, you or dads. It's There's a different kind of breath work that you all need to tap into. There's a different mental clarity, because how many times do you need to tell your kids to pick something up before you lose your temper? And one of the things that I got from the Mel Robbins book, Let Them, was, so what? As long as you're not tripping on the toys, so what that their room is a mess? So what? Let them. When they can't find something, it's on them. Now, I say this knowing that most moms, me included, I like to be organized. So when I can't find things, and I've been working on it all afternoon, and if you could see this pile over to my right, I'm like, just breathe as you're going through this stuff. And it's like, keep, garbage, donate. And it's everything from extra cords to all sorts of tchotchkes to I can't think of the Post-its. I mean, I just have so much crap. And I live in a small apartment that doesn't have a place for me to put things into drawers. So if I'm going to keep things in baskets, or I want things to be narrowed down, I don't need to have 52,000 Post-it notes. I don't write that much anymore. Although you guys did see my books, I use them all over the place. Let's see. Okay, I'm coming down. I love this. Deco, you crack me up. You're like a scruffy book. If people judge me by the cover, they lose the wisdom and contents. Amen, brother. And it's taken me a long time. If you're going to judge me on the packaging, it may or may not be your cup of tea. That's on you. The inside package is pretty phenomenal. And I'm finally realizing that. And I hope you do too, DJ, because you have a heart of gold just from what we've seen in this community and the people that you have been there for, the songs that you have helped create. So you're pretty awesome. Let's see. Oh, hello, beautiful woman. Hi, Crystal. I tried to get on yesterday. I think it was either yesterday or this morning you went live. And I'm like, oh, crap. And I couldn't do it. But so nice to see you. Thank you for being here. And you guys, if you haven't liked or subscribed, please do so. It will help the algorithm. Yeah, I don't know, Care Bear. How many times do you have to hear Mama every hour with the toys? And so, please, I was not judging at all, guys. It's this is a girl who has puppies who take their toys out of the basket. That's why I have it in a basket. And I will have gone to the bathroom. They took my flip flops. They ran with them because they think it's funny. Then I'm tripping on their toys. And they have them to play. So, I kind of have to say, let them. And at the end of the day, I throw all their stuff in a basket. And in the morning, it's like they go looking for their favorite toy. And it cracks me up. I am learning to live in more chaos because I didn't have that before. And it's funny, when my mom first moved in with me, so my mother, our whole lives, our dining room, we only had one kitchen table. So the dining room, kitchen table was the same thing. And all of my mom's bills and paperwork and magazines were piled high on our lazy Susan. And it used to make me crazy. Now, she didn't have an office, so that was her office. But when she came to move in with me, I was like, I'm giving you 2 rooms. Paperwork goes in one of those rooms. And SOB, if I didn't come home from a business trip and the dining room table had papers on it. The first time I didn't react very well, and I was really sorry about that. And I apologized to my mom because I asked her to move in, so it's her house too, right? Um, and so it was, you know, I had to learn that this is a shared environment. But I had been on my own since I was 18, and she moved in when I was. When did I have my first? Hold, please. I should know this. I was in my 40s. Um, she moved in with me. So, no. Uh, Here it goes. I figured out how to do this. Yeah, I'm special needs today. So it was, yeah, I was 43. So she moved in with me with 43. So I'd been on my own for a good, you know, 20 something years. I was used to having things my way. And it was a lesson. And I think that's one of the reasons why, my heart grew like 10 sizes so big, because sharing my space with her and anyone was stepping out of my comfort zone and learning what it's like to be with another person. Now, is it the same with a spouse? I doubt it, but I don't know. I've never had one of those, and I don't plan on it. So, let's see. Rather some dust in the corner than a clean. You're so funny. All right, let me just keep going down. Scrolling, 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 scrolling. Twins shouting mama at once. Oh, bless you, girl. Yeah, so Mish, I'm really ready to purge. I've been doing it, and it is one of my mantras that I say every day is I'm so grateful for the removal of items that don't serve me anymore, because I have pots and pans up the wazoo where I cook all the time. I don't need 5 different size frying pans. I'm not cooking for 20 people anymore. And when I say 20 people, I used to have my family come visit me, and it was 20 people. And I had everything on the stove and in ovens. And I had double ovens back in the day. And, I baked and I cooked, and I don't need all of that stuff anymore. Even my china, I'm downsizing. Um, and dishware and everything. It's I'm really toying with going tiny or tinier. And so, in order to do that, it's going to take a hard look at what's important. And the stuff that I will not anymore reduce are my books. I had about 3,500 books. I probably have, I'm going to say under 1,000. I'm not getting rid of these. So, and I really regret getting rid of some of those damn books, but I won't buy them again. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, they're gone. And now you can read online. But again, I'm not going to buy them. Okay, stay focused, Teresa. Um, I have no room to talk. I used to have a whole barn full of dirt by. Oh, nice. Um, I haven't ridden a bike. Well, it's at least 20 years. And I think it's more than that, because one of my dear friends, um, her mom used to rent um, a cabin in the woods in Martha's Vineyard. every year, and I was invited. I would go for a couple of days or a weekend with my girlfriend and hang out with all of her family. And we got on bikes and we would tool around the island on a bike. And I had a little basket. It was really wonderful. But where I am, it's not really a biking place. And I'm less coordinated. And I really think that for me, the adventure was doing it with friends. There'd be sometimes two, three, four of us, and I'd be bringing up the rear and I'd be singing, driving everybody crazy. And let me tell you, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti had a whole new meaning when I was singing it to my friends. I improvised with some words. God, I miss those days. Um, yeah, so Indigo, absolutely. I was blessed to get along with my mom, but I didn't when we were younger. My mother was not my bestie when I was growing up. My dad was. I idolized my dad. Um, he became really human after he broke our family and he was having an affair. And then he married the person that he had an affair with. And it just reshaped our lives. And so he was no longer my bestie, but I still called him all the time. I adored my father. His death has hurt me, but did not break my spirit. My mother's death broke my spirit. I was lost without her. She was my best friend, my confidant, my companion. Um, she, um, sometimes I'd come home from work and dinner would be on the table. You know what I mean? Or she'd have it ready to go. This is what we're having for dinner. And it just was really sweet. We had a very sweet relationship. And we'd sit out on the porch together and watch the squirrels and the chipmunks and the gophers and all that fun stuff. And I just and we liked mostly the same TV shows, not all the same TV shows. And that's usually when we would split in the evenings, and she'd go to her rooms and I would go to mine. And we'd start the day. I mean, really, um, she was my heart. And that's what I miss. But yes, not everybody can live with their parent, by the way, and there's no right or wrong. I really ended up liking my mom a lot, and she was a prolific painter. I don't know. Can you see that painting? That was one of hers. It's one of my most favorites. Um, I loved that woman. Yeah, purging clothes. Don't even. So I just 5 bags just went to Big Brothers and Big Sisters. And as I'm now in the spring summer mode, um, I already have 1 bag to go. I just don't fit in some of these things. I'm no longer in a professional environment, so I don't need the more formal blouses and slacks. You just don't need them. And I have what I call funeral outfits and, for lack of a better word, wedding outfits. I have nobody to get married, but more formal. And you only need 1 or 2 of those. I don't need to have a closet full. And I'm not a big shoe person. So I have a couple of pairs, and it never fails when I need a nice pair of shoes. I don't have one, but uh, it's a different season in life. But purging is not easy. You should hear me. Oh, this is too pretty. I don't want to give this up. Um, let's see. Scrolling. Keep the chatters typing. Oh, um, look up Corel brand for plates. You can get a nice set of plates, small plates. Yep, for $70. They are. It's not China. Um, you know, Here's the thing, Indigo. I got my China in 1990. I worked like a dog, and I knew that I wasn't going to have a wedding at that point. I knew I wasn't going to get married. I didn't want to wait for any of that. And having my own China set was really important to me. And I decided I was going to get my own. And then over the years, as my parties, etc., expanded, I added. So I had a set of 20 of everything. I have since reduced it, and I do have to find some way to donate, gift, whatever, because it's beautiful. But I'm never going to have that again. And I don't want to. So it's not like it's a bad thing. But hosting 20 people in my small apartment, no, not on good china. So yes, Corel is nice. I've seen some, and I'm a big false craft girl too. Love false craft. Um, okay. What did Mish say here? We're almost out of time. I can't believe this. Yeah, we were pickers of treasures, recycling memories and finding new lives for forgotten things once upon a time. So many treasures now, but no value to me because they're all just in boxes anyway. And you just said something so critical to me. So if it's all living in a box and it's been there now for 3 years, clearly I don't need it. Clearly I'm not using it, and it's time to go. And what I am trying to do is find somebody in my life that I can gift. If it's something nice, if it's a trinket, I like to gift. And I will say, this was mine, or this was given to me, and I'm giving. It's not like I'm just recycling without saying, hey, this has been in my house for a long time, and I love it, but I can't keep it, and I know you liked it. I will either give it or ask if someone wants it. And that goes for furniture, that goes for chairs, that goes for all sorts of things that I've had. I still have more blankets that I know what to do with. You may ask why. Well, my previous house was a 9-bedroom, 8.5 bath house. It was a bed and breakfast that I was going to reimagine when I retired. And then life kicked me in the pants, and I had to get rid of that beautiful house. But I still have all the blankets. I still have all the sheets. And I left tons there, but I still have too many. Yes, I used to have so many books. I know, make a small library. That's tough. I'm in the process of clearing out my apartment, fully knowing I have boxes. Yeah, still at your folks' place. So, that's a hard truth. And I'm not going to judge you, because this girl did the same thing. And the only reason I opened some boxes is I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have anything of my mom's that meant something to me. And then I got rid of it. I just was like, Teresa, you haven't used it. You got to give it away. And what I did, and I think Marie Kondo helped me, because she was like, do you love it? Does it sing to you? And if it doesn't sing to you anymore, then give it to somebody. It's going to sing for somebody else. And that's what I think is precious to me. Okay. I need a good china cabinet to display your music boxes and snow globes. Oh, Lord. I had a collection of snow globes that would make Disney cry. I had every single Disney snow globe imaginable up until 2012. I had 45 snow globes. Nobody wanted to buy them. I ended up donating them. I kept one or two for myself, the ones that were the most important to me. I cried like a baby. So, girl, display them. Let's see. You hoard away. I'm not judging. Yep, records. Again, got rid of a whole bunch of records. And a lot of 45s and 78s, because those were my parents. And my mom got custody of them. And when I asked my dad, he didn't want them. And then after I got rid of them, he's like, oh, I'd like to go through those again. I'm like, sorry, all gone. off topic, did you do something different with your hair? Oh, thank you. Yes, I did. We colored it and she trimmed it, but then also lightened it. Um, I'm fully gray. So we're testing to see if the color will hold longer. But I might just have to go gray. And I'm just not ready. Thank you. Oh, thank you. You guys. Let's see. You shouldn't spare anybody your dirt bike videos. We probably would love them. So let's see. Where are we here? This is from Mish. I have let it go since the diagnosis, but it is still ongoing, just not involved like I should be now, anyways. There are so many experts, buyer sellers in my Facebook group. Oh, I think I might have missed something somewhere in this conversation. So sorry about that, guys. Ooh, all right. I have to go to the other YouTube channel and see. Dun, 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 dun. Here. Mish put some link in. Somebody put a link in. What did you put a link into? I don't know. Where did I go? Oh, yes, replacements.com. Yep, love it. Yeah. Guys, I mean, don't get rid of them. If they mean something to you, do not, get rid of them. Do not. Keep those records. There's a time and a place for allowing things to go. But save them. If you're in no hurry, save them. I would never go back in time. Excuse me. I would never go back in time and get rid of those books. So I would have found a way for sure. Oh, I want to see if I can get this link that Mish put on here. This is low riding pickers, buyers, sellers. Okay, I'm going to have to see if I can get that from right now I'm in Restream. Sorry, guys. I'm going to put you on mute a second while I cough. So sorry, but it's been really dry. And I'm finding myself, hacking it up a lung. I know that's such a pretty thought, isn't it? Okay, so let's see. Thank you. Yes, I moved around a little bit, so that way I'm trying to get more comfortable in my space. So we'll see. All right, I'm just going through. The rest of the comments. I think I'm up to date. Hold on. All right, so we're getting close to the end here, guys. I think what I really just wanted to convey today was just to be true to yourself and to honor your own voice and explore what it means to be you in your truth. And don't let others dictate who or what you should be, how you should be, when you should be it. Be you, because you are beautiful. And each one of you here, I may not know you personally, but I feel like I have such affection for you. So be you and, and stay true to your inner heart and what your dreams are, not what someone else's is. So with that, I am going to send you all with love, with light, with healing, with compassion, with joy, with laughter, sprinkled with giggles. And I hope that each of you have a tremendous day weekend. It's coming up. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. I don't know yet what my topic's going to be. It's going to be a mystery. So bless you. Thank you for being here. I send you with so much love.
I'm like an ice skater dancing out for the first time on the form solid ice. No more fears, no sorrows, because I love the common tomorrows. This life has barely begun, but now I know what I want to do. I know what I want to be, reborn. Finally feeling I am fulfilling my destiny, with a heart filled of gratefulness, happiness, joy, overflowing of kindness and love. Oh, so much love. I feel like love is the supportive pillar in my soul, and it